right, everyone, we are back. Sorry for the delay. I had to fix a technical difficulty that was happening with the actual encoding software. All right, so again, I am Tina with DecoNetwork Client Services. I'm covering for Chris this week. I'm just going to go ahead and start over and go over some of the things that I have written down here for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and put in the chat. There is a slight delay, so as soon as I do see the question, then I'll go ahead and answer that for you. Alrighty, so what I was actually going over was how to create a customer field to gain more information at checkout. So I actually created it, but we're going to go ahead and do that over so we can go ahead and I can show you exactly what to do. So I went to admin and I went to settings. And then I went to customer settings and customer fields. So the customer field is actually going to allow you to add additional items onto the view at certain points of checkout. So what I'm going to do is come up here to the top right. I'm going to click on Define Field Usage. And you're going to see here that it shows all kinds of different things in association with where this customer field would show up. So you're going to see checkout, billing and details, checkout, shipping details, register, create store, and under Business Hub, create customer. You're going to have create quote, request quote, convert quote to order, and create order. So you can make these visible or required under, and it actually will populate the customer field under this area, and then you can set it to your liking. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a customer field that asks, how did you hear about us? So you want to gain more information about, where they did hear about your business. So what we're going to do is add a custom field here down at the bottom, and I'm going to type in the text box, how did you hear about us? Question mark. You do have all kinds of different options available to you. So you have text. Under text, you have text field, text area. Under select, you have drop-down checkbox, radio buttons, and multiple select. So we're going to go to text area. And then you'll also see here that it has all stores checked. You don't have to offer them this field on all stores. You can actually pick and choose. So I'm going to deselect all stores and I'm going to select stores, add stores, and it'll bring up my affiliate list. I'm going to put it just on this store right here, and I'm going to add the selected store and hit OK. Now that I have it set up like I wanted, I'm going to save it. And I'm going to define the field usage. Okay, so if I scroll down here, I can see that it says, how did you hear about us? That's what we just created. And we can make it visible and required at checkout billing, checkout shipping, and all these other ones that I already went over. So say we just want it visible on these two areas. I'm going to deselect these and close and save again. All right, perfect. So now that we have applied those changes, I'm going to go ahead and look at the store on the front end. Oh, did I open the wrong one? Hold on. I did. Let's look at all stores. And I'm going to open this store right here. View the site. Now we're going to create a mock order so you can see what that looks like in the checkout process. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to my Create tab where all my blanks are located. Say I want to go ahead and select this right here, just the first gilded tea. And I want to order 10 of these. I'm going to start designing. I'm just going to add the blanks in. I'm not going to add any kind of design to it. So I have 10 in my cart. I'm going to buy them. I already had one in my cart from before. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to check out. All right, so we've got it in the cart. We're going to hit checkout, and then you'll see it's going to start asking you, obviously, for your billing information. And it created a ginormous kind of text area. If we wanted this to change and just kind of be more of a box, we can certainly do that. If we go back here to our customer options again, or customer fields, we can come back down and we can, instead of a text area, we can make it a text field. We can save it. And then you'll see instead of this big text box, which is unnecessary, we'll make it a text field. And then you'll see it's made it smaller. So you can virtually create, whatever you want kind of to show up in this area. That's just an idea that I've seen done before in the past that people want to know, how that, they heard about you guys. So one little nice option for you. So let's go over and let me see if there's any chats. Nothing at the moment. Okay, great. Let's see what else I can find to go over with you. All right. I'll tell you what, let's jump into the actual V8 web builder, kind of go over some of the widgets. I'm going to use this store right here and manage it. I'm going to go to Edit Website, Website Pages. And let that load in for us. Probably taking a minute because got a lot going on my computer right now. Okay, so we are on the home page of the web builder for my website. And I just have the fashion template loaded in here. I haven't done a whole lot of customizations to this so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to widgets, and you'll see that we have a bunch of widget options available to you. Let's scroll down, and I think today we're going to focus on these media widgets, kind of to show you some of the things that you can do with the media widgets. I know when people are first getting started, they kind of don't know maybe how to arrange things. So, and also, kind of how to use these media widgets effectively. And, you'll see that it is actually pretty easy to use. Once you start using it, it's a snap. So, for instance, if I scroll down a little bit, and we'll just go ahead and add an image widget in here. If we drag and drop it straight in here, and it's going to ask you if you want to upload one of your own images. It has the associated theme files. And then also you have stock images, and you can search the web for images. So if you wanted to use, say, a stock image, we can get one of these colorful images in here. Hit OK. And then you'll see that you do have some options available for the image. If I scroll up a little bit, you can see that the image is kind of large right now. We can actually change what we want the image size to be. So, tiny, small, medium. We'll make it medium at this point so it looks a little more scaled and nice. So that did change that. If we click on the down arrow, we'll get the image setting pop up, and you can set a tag onto it. So we'll say what? Paint buckets. Great. And say you wanted to link your image to a specific page or an external website URL, you can do that. Or you can just keep it set to no link. So if you wanted to use an existing page that's associated and attributed to your DecoNetwork site, you can select any of your pages that you have created and or available to you, which makes it quite easy for linking. But you can also select a website URL. So if you had something external that you wanted to link to from this picture, you could do that, and also allow it to open in a new window. And then also you can link it to an email address. So lots of options available to you for the picture. I'm going to do no link because I'm just kind of previewing this for you. So you have one image in here, right? We're going to go over here to the design content area and go over some of the image layouts that are available to you. So you have image fitting. You've got use image size, shrink to fit, use image size, shrink or stretch or shrink to fit, sorry. When you click on that, you'll see it's opened up some for you and gotten much bigger and stretched across the page. And then also you do have the option to crop to aspect ratio. So many different options available to you. You'll just have to kind of play around with your images to see, how you want to affect them. We're just going to use the shrink to fit. And then also we have the image title display set to don't show, but you can display an image title on top of the image. So if we want to show on the image, say, what could we say here? Check out all of our colorful products. How about that? All right, great. So we have that, and you see it showing up here. And then we can make actual edits to this image. You can change the font if you do not like the font to anyone in the entire list. We have tons. You can change the color to a different color, literally. You have so many different options. It's amazing. Obviously, that's a little too light. But you see how you can just kind of go through and just change it to whatever you want it to be. And then the size. So if I go to the size, it's set to 12. But see, if I just use this scroll, it makes it bigger, which is fantastic. So there we go there. And lots of different options available to you. Also, if I scroll this up a little bit or push this up a little bit, you'll see that you can capitalize all the first letters. I mean, they just thought of everything. It's pretty cool. Make everything uppercase, which I kind of dig. So we're going to leave that uppercase. We're going to leave that black. And let's see, we can make the weight even different if we wanted to. So many different things you can do. Lots of design goodies. I'm not going to do it italic. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that, kind of like that. Looks kind of neat. Not going to worry about a subtitle, but you can add a subtitle if you want it to be. I'm going to use it more in a header type of fashion. So yeah, so for the inline image layout option, this is kind of what you're looking at. You can definitely change some of the things. You can change that white background even if you didn't want it to be there. I believe you can just select it right here if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. It's probably in here under background. Okay. I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Had to search for it. Got it. Perfect. So we wanted that to be blue. All good. Lots of places where there's a background. But there you go. So you can do that as well. And then we hit OK. All set. Looks great. All right. Perfect. Good to go. Now let's kind of go over some of the other design options that are available to you on a picture. You have the card layout. So that looks something like, oops, this looks something like this. Stretches across the screen and has your title over here on the side. So that looks kind of nice. Fills up the page appropriately. On this option, you're able to set it on left or right. So just by selecting left or right, it moves the image across. And then obviously you can create an image subtitle if you want to. And then finally, the last option is overlay. So I'll show you what that looks like. It actually overlays the text in the rectangular box over the picture in general. So lots of really cool options for your generalized image. And also wanted to show you one other way you can use the images. Oh, hi, Justin. I'll get to your question in just a second. I see that you say, is there a way of adding a new decoration process in the decoration processes list? At the current moment, there is not a way to add an additional decoration process. Sometimes if you're not using all of your processes, people use as a workaround a very similar process, and then they'll rename it and use that. So at the moment, that is kind of the option you're looking for. The developers have created each decoration process, as specific to the process. So at the moment, there's not a way to create multiples, but like I said, there is the workaround that you can use to rename it. So for instance, if we would go to DTG here and we wanted to use that as a separate process for whatever you wanted to name it. If you come up here to name and you hit edit, you're actually able to click on rename process and name it, whatever you wanted to. I've seen printing a lot. Whatever that you obviously know better than I do what you want to name it. But that's the answer to the question. At the moment, you can't create or add a new decoration process, but you can manipulate and try to make it work for you if you're not using all of the processes. Okay. All right, I'm going to go back into the widgets. If anybody else has a question, go ahead and put it in the chat. And then, like I said, I'll look up every once in a while and see if I can't grab it and answer it. All right, did I delete that widget? Let's look. Okay, yeah, I refreshed. Perfect. So I'm going to move into the next one on the media list. Video. So this is a really actually, you know what? Before I do that, I did want to show you one little thing you can do with images, and people kind of aren't realizing this. And when I'm talking to them in support, that you can use under widgets, under columns. Say you wanted to add 3 images in a row, you can actually use the columns and insert this in here and actually put different things in each empty column. So people aren't realizing kind of when they first start that that'll add structure to your website. It's really, really cool and easy to do. So for instance, if I went and grabbed the image widget and I just kind of threw it in there, I'm just using these stock images because they're easy to find. And obviously you still have all of your image options that I went over. And that's one picture in one column, and then basically I'll just put another picture in each column. You could do a video, you could do a text box if you wanted to. So say maybe in the middle, I want to do, instead of 3 pictures, I want to do a text box. Say, actually maybe I'd rather do a header, but for fun, we'll just leave it. If I could spell. All right, and then you've got your what you see is what you get editor. You can change the size. Change the size even bigger than that because that's a little too small. All right, perfect. And then also you can change the fonts, obviously, with the editor as well. So many different options, really cool stuff. Probably need to select it first. There you go. Not the cutest, but you get the idea. And then say maybe on the other side you wanted to do another picture or another image. It's my pleasure, Justin. I'm glad I could answer your question. Okay, let's see. What other cool little image can we find? I hope I don't want to pick the same one. That one's pretty. All right, I'm just kind of leaving it as is and just putting it in there. So yeah, look at that. We created a cool line with 2 images, and it was super easy. We just dragged and dropped it in there. Real fun. All right, so let's move on to adding a video. So this is really cool. I've seen this done several times. And every time when one of our fulfillment centers adds a video, they get really excited because this is pretty new and it's really easy to do. So if you do have a YouTube or you have a Vimeo account that you create videos on, you can link these videos here. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And we're going to start with a clean slate. At least we can see the entire web page now on the stream. Yay. That was not cool. All right. Next, let's look. All right, say again, we want to go into our widgets and we want to add a video. Exciting. We're going to come in here to the video widget. We're going to insert it, and then it's going to pop up and it's going to ask you questions. It's going to ask you, what kind of video type do you want to use? Do you want to use YouTube? What's the link to it? What is the aspect ratio that you want to use? And then it'll ask you all these other little goodies. If you want to autoplay, if you want to loop it. I mean, I probably wouldn't autoplay it. I kind of don't like that when I go on a website and it looks like that. But, if that's something that you want to do and that's your preference, and good on you and you do what you got to do. I am going to link one of our videos here so you can see what's happening. I'll find one. Just a minute. Here we go. No, that's not it. Sorry, gotta find me a link here. So for instance, I'm gonna drag this over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go into my channel. And if you have a channel, you'll be able to obviously do that too. Overall channel, yes, thank you. Then I'm gonna go into my videos and I'm gonna select a video that I wanna share. Let's do how to display your catalog products on a website. Perfect. I'm not going to play it, but what I am going to do is I'm going to hit share. It's going to give me a link to the video in general, and I can copy that. And it's really all I need from that. And I'm going to paste it right in here in the link area. And it's going to load in for me. I'm going to hit OK. Well, it should load in for me. There it is. Oh my gosh, is that not the coolest? It's so cool. Super big though, right? So we may not want it as big as that. So let's see. We can edit the aspect ratio if we want to. That might help it a little bit. But instead of doing that, you can actually kind of squish it down. Just kind of get the arrow and drag it over. And it'll make it smaller. So obviously, if you don't have it within some sort of column, it's going to be harder to manage. So the way I've seen it done a few different times is people create a 2-column and then they put the actual YouTube link in it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to show you what they do. All right. Oh, widgets. We're going to go back up. We're going to find us the 2-column. And I'm going to drag that in. I think, the column has kind of been the thing that I've used a lot for the structure of everything. It just really helps a lot, to kind of pull it all together. So I'm going to take the video again. And it's going to ask me for my link, obviously. I'm not sure if I showed you this before, but you can select from either YouTube or Vimeo. So you do have both options available to you. I am going to say okay. And there you go. It's pretty much a perfect size in there. Great. So how about on the right side of the column, we're going to put a page title. Yeah, let's do this. We're going to do the page title. I think that'll allow us to do both type and heading, if I'm right. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we want to put in a title here. Welcome to my store. Obviously it'll be more inventive than what I put in there because I'm sure that you guys are more inventive than me. But I'm just going to go put that in there for fun. And then down here, you have a what you see is what you get editor. And you can type whatever you want in here. Our store is so happy that you are here. Please feel free to contact us. Well, also you want to spell right. With any questions you may or might have. Okay, I'm going to center that. Maybe make it a little bigger. Just so much cool stuff you can do with this, really. It is super neat and super easy. So yeah, that's what that looks like. You can also kind of move this over a little bit. If you want the video to be bigger, if you just find like the little thing, that might be all the more it's going to go. But yeah, so you can move that over and make it bigger. And then if you're happy with it, you just save it and then you move along your merry way. Thanks for the thumbs up, Victor. All right, so that is pretty much it for the YouTube situation, for the video. Real easy to do, you guys. So if you wanted to add video, which I know is really popular, for sure you can do that. All right, let's see. There are a few more things that we can go over on the media widgets area. I think we might come back to them because I do have a few other things that I have in mind to talk to you about today. Let's see. Well, one is how to create a really awesome drop down and then the editor as well. But I think maybe I want to talk about volume discounts, you guys. This is a really popular one. A lot of people like to run sales. So if you wanted to run a sale on, say, just a specific product, or maybe just a grouping of like a few products or a specific category kind of thing, you can do that using volume discounts. And we're not on the right page. Let's go to products. All right, so here we are, products, and we see volume discounts. So say we want to run a back to school sale for kids items. We can do that. Actually, I'm going to show you that I only have a few kids products in here, but we are going to run a sale on those few kids products that I have. So if I do a pop down here on my categories, you're going to see I have 4 big fat kids products. All right. There we go. 4 kids products, and those are going to be on a back to school sale. Great. Let's create our sale. So we're going to go to volume discounts. And on this page, we're going to create a discount. So you can create a percentage discount. And we can name it whatever we want to name it. So we're going to call it back to school sale. Yay. Because I know that's coming up soon, you guys. Kids are going back to school for sure. You can make this a default discount configuration if you want to. Most likely you're not going to want to make that a default discount configuration. And then you have the option to select whether you want each line item or all order items. So I'm going to put it on all the order items, and I'm going to make the back to school sale for everything that gets ordered. So I'm just going to actually put, I know this is a little trick because I put in 0 sometimes so that it'll apply to everything. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put in 25% is the discount for back to school. And, we just want this sale to be on a specific store again. So we can set availability on this volume discount to be just on a specific store. So I'm going to make this not in any store by default. And then under my stores, I'm going to add a rule. And on this rule, I'm going to add the store I want it to apply to. Perfecto. Make sure all my other stuff is in line. Yeah. Save it. Okay, great. We have back to school sale exclamation mark. Perfect. So let us go to products. Now, there's a few ways that you can apply this on your products. You can do it individually. And if you have a lot of products that you want on the sale, that's probably going to be, a nice time-consuming thing to do it one by one, but I'll show you how you can do it. So for us, we're going to go ahead and we are going to go to kids again. And we'll just select that first item. And then we're going to go to pricing. You're going to see here under pricing, it says volume discount and it's got discount table. And we're going to find the volume discount that we created. We're going to select it. You can decide whether you want it to apply to the base price only or, the entire thing. So I'm just going to leave that in general. It's going to apply to everything for the kids. And I'm going to go ahead and save. Alrighty, perfect. So if I actually go into the shop that I want to go into, I can do it this way. Make my life easier. Okay, let us go into create. kids. There we are. What's happening? Hold on. It should be applying. And it is. I just selected the wrong thing. Okay, so there it is. You'll see it's marked out, which means it's on sale. And all the other ones are not yet on sale. So if you wanted to apply this in bulk, you can do that. For sure. You can do that using actual product defaults. And I'll show you how to do that as well. The thing is you would probably have to have those items within the default, so you'd have to set it up at first. And if you always wanted this to apply to, the kids stuff, then, it might be well worth it for you to set up a kids product default. But I'll go over that in just a minute. But you see right here, it says it's got that crossed out, and it's the new sale price. Okay. You'll see that up here too. So that's great, and we know that definitely works. We can apply a discount and a sale onto specific items. Let's do it in bulk, okay? We'll go over product defaults. So we're going to go back up to our products. I'm going to actually take the volume discount that we applied on this one off so we can be fresh, kind of. So on each one of your products, you are going to have an assigned product default that can be changed. For instance, on this kids product under general, you're going to see that we have a product default of apparel selected. We can change it to anything in this list currently. But we actually want to create a new default for kids, which we can completely do, no problem. Let us go over to product defaults. And we're going to create a new product default. We're going to name this default kids. And we're going to select the category of kids. And it says default discount configuration. So with the product defaults, you can do a lot of different stuff. This is going to let you give you the ability to basically make bulk edits on things instead of having to go into products one by one. So quite helpful. Many people use it. When you first log into your account, if you're a new user, it's something that you'll need to activate. It's a free activation. It's a free app, or it's like a free add-on. And you'll see like something that looks like the little cross or little plus sign. It'll be right next to it, and then you'll be able to go ahead and add that in so you can use this as well. So default discount configuration, we're going to go back to school sale. And if we wanted to, do any kind of shipping price levels or any kind of fancy stuff like that, we could. We're going to keep it simple since we're just focusing on the sale that we're going to offer. So we've got that sale here to be back to school sale. And we're going to save it. Okay, perfect. So now when we go back into our product defaults, we are going to see our new awesome product default that we just created. Also want to kind of go over some of the things that you can do with a product default, just so you have an idea. You can assign shipping dimension, so length, width, height, and weight as well, and that comes in handy for when you are using your live shipping integrations. You'll definitely want to have your dimensions and your weight set up Most of the time on the catalog products, they're already preset for you. But if you did create a custom product in general, you're going to need to set that. So while you're setting a default on your products, you could also make sure that you set your dimension and your weight. So that's all taken care of in bulk instead of having to go in one by one. It's up to you how you want to do it. If you prefer to do it one by one, that's totally up to you. You can set a minimum quantity. So if for specific products, if you want to offer just a minimum quantity that they have to purchase, then you can do that. Also can set bundle sizing, which is a really cool feature. And pricing, you can set your catalog markup pricing. So both fixed and tiered markup, which is completely neat. So for tiered, you can do from this price to this price, and then you keep adding tiers. Really neat. Also, sizing, you can make edits to the sizing that you want to offer on these products. Decoration pricing as well. So if you use the system decoration pricing, it's going to automatically select the defaults. But if you specify the custom decoration pricing, you can go in here and make stuff inactive. And then you could also select different pricing tables if they are not using the system. You'd have to take it off. You could make it a single pricing, whatever you want to do there. And then also set availability across the board in bulk on products. And custom fields. So that's something different that I probably won't get into too much, but the custom fields, and I think Chris has talked about this previously on other live streams. The custom fields is something that you can affix to a product if you need, added information, or you needed to add an additional extra pricing for something. So for me, I have, this is my test site. So basically I do tests within this site, and I added an embroidered name just to make sure that, it was going to work to my liking. So I do not have this on for the kids stuff, which is fine. I don't want it to be there. Now, for taxes, this is something a little bit new. We did actually do an update to our taxes this week, and I can actually link. We have a nice blog post about it that has the information and actually has links to, what happened within the new tax update. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Lots of new things, but this is one new thing that was added to the product defaults. You can make the kid stuff tax exempt. I know for the UK, the kid stuff is usually tax exempt. So if you did that across the board on the product default, that would be the situation. And then you can also specify custom. So I have my taxes set up for Georgia and for the county. And I can specify whether or not I want these to be available in general. If maybe I just want to charge the state sales tax and I didn't want to charge the county, I can turn that off, or vice versa. Kind of whatever you're going to do, but I'm just going to use the system taxes for this. I'm going to save and continue. That just gives you a nice little overview of the product defaults. If you're trying to do something and you want to do it in bulk, see if you can create a default, or if there is already a default, because our developers have created specific defaults. So like apparel, they're system defaults. Okay, so apparel is pretty generalized. It's a lot of different things, and usually what a lot of our clothing is subset into. But the thing about creating a new product default is that you will have to go into each product that you want to be assigned to that default and assign it. Which, if you have a lot of products, like I said, may be kind of a little bit of work up front. But if you always plan to make changes from within that default, that actually is quite helpful in the long run. So, a little work for, a lifetime of happiness, I guess. So you don't have to do the extra work later. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up each one of these items, and I'm going to assign each to the new default. And I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So, like I said, the default is going to be found under General. I'm going to hit Change. And I'm going to move it to Kids because that's the one I created and I'm going to save. All right, next. You just do it. There's not a default to change the default, unfortunately. So you just gotta to just kind of grin and bear it. But it's fine, you know. Once you get it done, it's great. It really is. All right. One more, guys. One more. Any more questions? No. Okay, good. So you guys are just kind of looking along with me. Great. Perfect. Well, if you have questions, y'all let me know. Oh, yeah, what I'm doing. End of the day, guys. All right. One more. Yay. Perfecto. I'm going to close all these out because we did them. They're assigned. Now we're going to go check on the front end on the website. Take a little look. And I'm going to run this. I mean, I'm running a little bit longer since we had that delay at the beginning. I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't want you to see a cutoff screen and not, be able to actually look along with me. Let us see. I'm going to close that. Now we're going to go look up that kids thing again. Then we can see all of our prices and how our product defaults worked. Where are you, kids? There you are. I keep not hitting the right one, I think. Yeah, there it is. Hooray. Come on, product defaults. Work your magic. Make sure that I saved that right. That's cool sale, yeah. Okay. I had to resave it, so that's my bad. So it'll tell you number of active products 4, number of active custom products 0. So obviously your custom products would be, a decorated that you created. Or not a decorated, actual custom product that you created. Okay, so let's refresh that. It should be. It was all going so well. Flesh it out. Try it once again. Hope I get this to work, you guys. Well, for goodness sakes, I think I might be on the wrong page because that's showing 5 things and I have it under a different. And that's the 2. What on earth is going on? You guys? Double check this again. Troubleshooting at its best, y'all. This is life. This is life. I guarantee it works. I probably just did something funky. There's a sign for sure. Well, all right. Well, I'm not going to linger on it too much. I definitely know it works because I've done it a million times over. I must have done something or keyed something in wrong. But you guys definitely can use the product defaults to, make this happen. And I actually want to show you one other thing in the web in the designer. We might check that on the tail end to see if maybe the changes process in a minute. It may just take a minute to kind of show up on the front. I think that's what's kind of maybe going on. It may be caching. All right, let's go back into the web builder because I want to show you something cool. Yeah, I think it's cached and I'll probably have to clear it out. All right, let's go back into the web builder. So what I want to show you guys is something really neat that a few of our customers have done and that we do have the capabilities to do on the menu. You can create a unique customized menu, a product menu, on your drop down. It is really cool looking. I'm just going to do something a little bit basic to show y'all, but it is neat. So what I'm going to do is go to page options. Yeah, page options. So I went to design. I went to page options. I went to header, fixed header. We're going to make sure the header is visible. And then we are going to go to drop down menu under header. And right now it's just set to a simple drop down menu. So, it's pretty basic stuff at the moment. If we go to the actual website, where on earth is it? That's not it. If we go to the actual website, I'll show you what simple looks like. So you see, it's just basic. Just a basic menu. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. But there are some options for you in this arena. I'm going to close that out. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to come down here to drop down menu. And we are going to do content with, okay? So it's going to say you will need to save the page to access the drop-down system pages. So this will allow us to make an edit, make a really cool drop-down. We can design the drop-down basically. So we're going to save it. We're going to hit OK. And at this point, if we go to pages, and say we want to do something specific to the create page. So obviously you can rename these pages to whatever you want. Create is basically your blank products. And if you wanted to rename it, you would just come down here to the bottom under page name and you can rename. And then also any of the pages you can take out of the menu by clicking the show in menu or unclicking it rather. And then it'll remove from the actual menu page. So say we want to make edits to that create page. I'm going to come down here, all the way down here to system pages, and I'm going to see drop-down menus. All right, we want to do the create page drop-down menu because that's going to be our blanks. I'm going to show you what you can do. Super cool. I just learned this a few weeks ago and I was very excited. Okay. This will probably be the last thing, you guys, because we are at about 56 minutes. All right. So at the moment, it's just kind of pulling in one blank product category widget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually delete this widget because what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to widgets and we're going to select a 3-column and we're going to put it inside the drop down so we can have some structure. Let's try that again. Okay, so now we've got some structure. We've got 3 empty columns. We are going to add the product, the blank product categories into each one of these areas. So I'm just going to drag one in each area. And it looks silly now, but I'll show you what it's going to look like once we get done. One more. And one more. All right, obviously you don't want to keep it this way. It's not good looking. You want it to look nicer than this. So we're going to click on the blank product category settings for each one. And we're going to select a category. So say we wanted one of our drop downs to be fleece or one of our areas to be fleece. We can actually name it fleece. And that'll change obviously from create now. And then we can go into design. And so right now it's using, there's all these different layouts, you guys. I mean, there's so many choices. It's amazing. You can do a list. You can do a drop down or a hierarchy. I kind of like the hierarchy. So that is what I'm going to select. You do have all these other layout settings that you can do in the blank product categories situation. I'm just going to leave it as is just because really I want you to see how cool this looks once it's done. So you're going to make edits to each one of these. So the other one I want is t-shirts. Let's do it. Super cool. And like delay, like crazy delay. We're going to name that one t-shirts active. And I'm going to hit the design hierarchy. And like I said, you can make any other changes you want, change font, whatever. And then one more, guys, one more. What do we want to choose? Now, like I said, I actually have seen it to where, because all of these are based upon your product categories and how you have them, set up. So the thing is they will filter in, into this area, and then you can select them. So if you have them set up just right, you could have everything organized perfectly. And I've seen it done. I had actually seen somebody who did actually 6 columns across, or 6 to like what are they called? 6 areas. We don't want t-shirts. We want. Mine is not very organized, so just don't pay attention to my disorganization because I do so much support work. I'm always moving stuff around, so it doesn't look very nice. So my apologies. We'll just do that youth one. There's not going to be probably too much into the youth, so it won't look very nice, but my apologies for that. Okay. Yeah, there's no blank products. That's not good. Let's look at a different one. I don't like that. I think there was sports somewhere. There we go. My bad. I need to go up a level. All right. Not south, that's where I live. You guys, it's Wednesday. I got Wednesday brain. Okay, here we go. And then I didn't do it hierarchy, so we need to do it hierarchy. And then solid. Look at that. That looks super cool. I'm going to save that. I'm going to publish it too on this site because that looks neat. What I was trying to say was columns. So I've seen it to where somebody actually set it up to where there was 6 columns across. And it looked really nice, you guys. Really, really good. All right, let's publish. Publish. All right, guys, let's look. Let us look at what this cool thing looks like, and I really hope it works right away. So you can see how cool it is. Sorry about my slow computer. I got a lot going on inside of it right now. Look at, oh my gosh, is that so cool? That is so cool. And like I said, the guy did 6 across and it looked amazing. It looked so neat and it was so organized. Just really neat stuff you can do. And I mean, even you could edit kind of the size of it as well. But you have some serious design options available to you for sure. If you want to kind of play around and do something different with your site, and you can do it all on your own. You don't have to hire a developer to do something like that, which is amazing, super amazing. Let's see if my kids' stuff went through. I'll be sad if it didn't. All right. I feel like it was the kids down further, but it probably wasn't. That's just those two kids. See, look, no, it's not it. Well, I'll have to troubleshoot that and see why it didn't populate straight away. But I mean, it definitely works because that's what it's been set up to do. Yeah, something I need to do. I need to like apply something. But that is the way you set it up. Either that or I needed to uncache my site for some reason. That is the way you set it up. So if it doesn't look like anybody else has any other questions, we've been going about an hour now. And if nobody does have any more questions, we're probably going to wrap it up for today. So I hope some of these tips helped you out or gave you some ideas of what things you can do. And it was really great talking with y'all. And happy Wednesday. And if you do have any questions for us, be sure to contact us at support. We'll be happy to help you in whatever way that we can. And if for some reason we can't figure something out right away, we definitely will take the time out to make it happen if we can. Absolutely. So, alrighty, guys. It was great talking to you, and thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.